Y'all got it. I sit here and observe.
No, I need that same gentleman sweep energy. That's why I said, where Ephraim at? I'm where Ethan at.
The referee made sure it wasn't. Let's start it up.
Yeah, do a proper intro of it.
What's up?
We live.
Yeah, thanks for letting us know.
Right.
we was live. Welcome, Philly Uncensored Sports Podcast. We here after the finals game 3, where the referees were very impactful tonight. We see Boston did a lot of crying about how the referees was unfair, and I don't got no mic stand, y'all, so you're gonna see my mic moving around until my mic stand come in, my proper mic. But whatever. Y'all gonna see y'all heard a lot of crying Boston was doing, the players and the fans, about the calls. Oh, and the calls, was they in Boston's favor or not? Oh my goodness. This will go down in history as the referee game, in my opinion. Boston played well. I'm not going to hate. Where they really excelled and helped them win the game was they rebounded. They dominated Golden State on the offensive glass and defensive glass. I mean, they was getting second chance points every time I looked. And then fourth quarter, Golden State went a little bit cold. Boston started hitting, but they got some favorable calls again in the fourth quarter. The same play that Steph Curry didn't get, that he tried to do against Smart early in the first quarter. He tried to drive and hit, and Smart threw his body, gets him. Curry throws the layup, no call. But the boy Jaylen Brown gets the same exact call against Draymond. I think it was a call that fouled Draymond out the game. So yeah, whatever. It is what it is. But I will say Boston played a good game. I can't necessarily hate on Boston all that much, but I will hate on the referees. So y'all take it from here.
All I'll say is, like I said, Boston has more two-way players, and they have more.
The referee is considered a two-way player too.
Is it? Okay. Yeah. Well, guess what? Tatum was going to the basket a whole lot early in the game and wasn't getting any calls.
Curry had one free throw.
Okay, and Tatum was. He's a jump shot shooter. He's a jump shooter.
Come on now.
He's a jump shooter. Wasn't nobody fouling Curry. Wasn't no one fouling Curry.
They literally put two hands on him every time he gets the ball.
No, they didn't.
Every time he gets the ball.
No, they didn't.
Okay.
No, they didn't. He walks on water, so he's supposed to shoot at. He used to get double, triple team. So to my point, like I said, and once again,
this game, yes.
And once again, Al Horford outplayed Draymond Green. Mm-hmm. But like Draymond, the great Draymond. Draymond walks on water, so does Steph Curry.
Again. What happened last game? You act like he did it all, like he constantly been doing it.
Right. No. So he did it 2 out of 3 games. So one game, Al Horford had a bad game. He was okay tonight. But like I said, coming into the series, to me, I think that's a big part of it, because I do think they kind of balanced out with other things. Klay balled out tonight. Klay was dropping buckets tonight. Wiggins was solid too for a while. It was like he was helping carry them for a minute. But when it come down to it, that's why I say, to me, that key matchup is Draymond and Horford, because I think that a lot of the other stuff balance out. But this is what I was talking about when you got more guys that could really ball, like Brown dominated this game early on. Tatum wasn't getting foul calls. Tatum was missing this, that, and other. That's why I say I ain't buying the referee part of it, because
I'm buying it. I'm telling you.
I'm not, because Golden State tried to bully them in Golden State, and they got away with it. And you try to do it on Boston's home court, and Boston didn't let it go.
Curry ended the game with 4 fouls. Draymond fouled out. So
they hacks.
Two of your players who are very impactful for your team winning, getting foul trouble, and now they can't even play the defense that they are accustomed to playing, especially Draymond, because now you got to be careful, because every little foul gonna be called. Curry has 4
Curry,
fouls.
the great defender. Curry ain't stopped Horford this time. He ain't stopped Horford this time.
Exactly, because he couldn't. You got 4 fouls. What you gonna do? That's what I'm saying. The refs kill me.
Thank you, Mr. Wing. Marcus Smart bullied Curry. He bullied him.
Y'all act like y'all don't see this. He can't even play defense now, because you get 3 fouls. He had 3 fouls going into halftime. Then he gets a 4th foul early in the third quarter, and you can't even play defense for the rest of the game. You really can't.
The reason why I'm
not
buying
he's an offense, and once he's out the game, you can't do anything anymore.
Then they attack
exactly. And then what you going to say is, then don't play defense. So then if he let everybody walk past him, everybody going to say, you don't play defense. Stop.
That's what he got to do, because he can't play defense. If you can't play defense, don't play defense.
He showed me to play defense.
It works for Harden. Harden don't foul out because he can't play defense, so he don't play
He
defense.
showed he could play defense. He showed he could play defense.
No,
The
he
refs saw
didn't.
it. His refs saw it, and now they put him in foul trouble. Just like
I just got so is Golden State still doing the gentleman sweep?
Huh? No, the refs made sure they did. Yeah.
Oh,
No.
the refs. Okay.
Yeah, the refs.
Well, you know what? Hold up. Who predicted it? Remember we said when Golden State loses game 3, who was going to be to blame? And somebody said he was going to say the refs. Who said
that's
it?
The only way that's the only way to stop
Who
it.
said it?
I
called this?
I agree with you because that's the only way they can stop him. I agree with you. You call it.
Guess what? And Golden State owns the 3rd in this series, but apparently Boston owns the 4th, and that's what counts more.
Yeah, the refs do. The refs do a lot of foul calling in the 4th quarter. The refs set it up easily, so when you get a lot of fouls early, then late in the game, you can't really play the defense that you want to because you're on risk of fouling out.
Jamar, it was you. It was you said he's gonna blame the refs, and sure enough,
yeah, and I agree with all y'all. That's how you get a top 10 player out of the game is you get him in foul trouble. How else do you do it? You
top 10 what?
Top 10 what? Top 10 all
top 10
time.
what?
Top 10 all time. Steph Curry. You get him out the game by putting him in foul.
You said he got to win this finals to be top 10 all time.
No, I said in my opinion, in most people's mind, they'd probably say top 10, but in my mind, he's already top 10. But
yeah, you also think he's a top 10 defender too. So yeah.
No, I never said that, but the ref sure did. That's why they got him in foul trouble. The ref sure looked out. That's why they put him in foul trouble.
They wasn't falling for Draymond's tactics today either. So
yeah. Foul out. They every time Curry touched the ball, they grab him, pushing on. Then Smart, when he finally gets called for one call, he got the nerve to throw his hands up like, what did I do? What would you do? You grabbing him every time he get the ball because you can't stay in front of him. You darn sure can't stay in front of him. So all you got to do is resort. He showed you he cooked Smart every time Smart got on him. He was meant to me every time. I
mean, Golden State got 6 more fouls called on him. Yeah, they did. But Boston was more active on the rebounds, and that's why they got a lot of fouls on that too.
Listen, it's the referee game.
Hey, Tim, real quick. Like you said, where was the Bull Williams at? What's his name? Brant Williams. Well, he was there tonight, wasn't he? Looking like PJ Tucker.
Can I jump in there?
Go ahead.
I have to say, from side, I just want to give you a moment. But good game by the Boston Celtics, and it was the reason why it was a good game because
they're the refs on their side.
Well, I will say this: there was a stat that came out. Remember the dude that Scott Foster, the referee that Harden can't win against. Well, they said when he refs Boston Celtics game, they're 12-0 when he refs the game.
Thank you. So now is everybody listening? Everybody listening to this? Is everybody listening to this? Say it again, Tim, so everybody can listen.
Get the little violin.
My eyes don't see me. See you see what Wayne doing? That's called deflection. That's called gaslighting. When you try to act like what somebody's saying is not real. He just told you a legitimate real stat. This is what I'm saying. You can't unsee what I just saw. This is the referee game. Wait. The only thing that kept them in this game.
Let's back it up though, because
don't back it up.
Hyper 23 said KD is missed.
KD definitely missed, but there's some blame to go around.
Oh yeah, he missed what? Oh, you mean in the playoffs because he got swept? No. Oh, okay, yeah, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, we missed.
There's some blame that you got to go around for this. First of all, I understand why Draymond Green early on in their career, early on in Draymond's career, he was able to hit the open 3-pointer. Now it's almost as if
he's dreadful.
It's a bad shot if he takes that shot.
Yeah, good shot for the defense.
And he took 3 of them tonight. So I mean, Draymond didn't help.
I agree with that.
Steph.
I agree. I'm like, did he even work on his 3-pointer?
No, it looked like he's regressing.
Yeah, I agree. His 3-pointer is
not even just a 3-pointer. He shot 1 for 4. He only shot 4 times and only hit 1.
That's Ben Simmons type numbers.
Nah, Jamar. Jamar, I know you hate Curry because he's light skinned. I can guarantee you a dark skinned LeBron fan. You're a dark skinned boy who loves LeBron. I promise you, Jamar Oliver is a dark skinned boy who loves LeBron James. That's why he hate on Curry. This is what I see. Bulls is mad because a light skinned dude has dominated the league and people rank him over KD.
Dominated
over KD. They rank him up there with LeBron. Even though I don't never put him over LeBron, people rank him up there with LeBron, and Bulls get mad. They can't stand it because he dominates the game from several different facets. and he continues to do so.
He from acting real light skin right now. He from acting real light skin.
The refs got mad. Hey, Jamar, you light skin or dark skin? Answer the question. Answer the question. There you go. Let's just stop. See, now he's chestnut brown. He look like he's chestnut brown. See what I'm saying?
Hey, tell him more. We the same complexion. We the same complexion, Mark. We the same complexion, Mark.
No. I guarantee you look like Tim. I guarantee he looks like Tim than you. I guarantee it. I'm just keeping it a bean. Let's just keep it a bean. This is what we do here.
You are keeping it a bean. You being a crybaby because y'all was disrespectful. No, you spoke. Y'all was disrespectful because y'all came. Golden State, Boston might not win another game. I told you.
We wouldn't have the refs.
It ain't because of the refs. It's because they're more physical. Robert Williams was in there dominating on the boards, punching shots left and right.
They did do that well. I agree with
Green was in there making stuff happen. Draymond was non-existent on
offense. Foul trouble though. Yeah.
What'd you say?
It's a lot easier to play like that when you got everybody in foul trouble too. Just let you know.
Well, they was playing like that early on. So what happened? Didn't Boston get off to an early start?
Yeah, they did pretty good. And once
that was before
fouls always throughout the game.
Y'all still made that third quarter where y'all took the lead. So what happened then?
Yeah, we got the third quarter. Then the refs did their thing. So
the refs let y'all ball out in the third quarter, and then they say, "Oh, it's the fourth quarter now. We got to put the whistle back in."
You can't stop somebody from making shots. What you tend to do is stop.
You scored 7 points on one possession.
Yeah. Exactly. They had to. He ran up underneath Curry. Like they've been doing this all game.
Yeah, that was a valid call. No, that was a valid call. And that call, if Golden State was really that squad, that should have been the call that turned it around for them, and they should have won the game.
I thought that was the game.
I thought it was going to be. I did.
It was a Toyota turning point, but it wasn't.
It's the Drake effect. It's the way it is. The Drake effect. Bulls are bad. Bulls hate on Curry. Come on, man. Listen, sometimes Bulls hate on because he light skinned. Sometimes dudes just hate on greatness. I like LeBron. LeBron gets a lot of unnecessary hate because sometimes dudes hate the fact that somebody is just that good. They that good, and they make it look easy. So Curry a lot of times makes it look easy. Mad about that.
You know what? You know what's funny? Remember last game, somebody was talking about how Boston need a point guard because they turned the ball over. Boston only had 12 turnovers this game. Golden State had 16.
It was a valid point. I mean, either was the only one that said it. I heard a couple people say it. I heard Shannon Sharp say it, and I also heard
Shannon Sharp stick to football.
I also heard a basketball player.
Shannon was listening to our show. That's why he said it.
What's his name? The boy from the Fab Five.
No, I'm trolling a little bit because I thought it was kind of something to that though. Because I always thought Boston should have kept Rozier when they went and got when they kept Kyrie and let Rozier go, and then they brought in what's his name, Kemba. I thought Rozier actually would have been the perfect point guard for that team. He plays defense. He don't need the ball. He's not ball dominant, like scoring dominant. I think that's what they need for Boston. But
Marcus Smart had 24 points, was a plus 19, and had 5 assists. They did just fine.
But he's not a two-way player.
And he was locking down Curry.
Hey, I agree. Mr. Wing posted this number. He said, rewatch Curry 3-point shot. Celtics were hitting his shoulders and arms that wasn't being called. They was. That's what I'm saying. I watched the whole game. They was whacking him like crazy. Yeah. Even in the first game, it was the same thing happened in the first game. He was going to the hole. Al Horford whacking him up. Smart.
But you know why you're not getting sympathy from me for that? Because I saw Tatum also going to the basket, getting knocked down time and time again, and no whistle was being called.
First of all.
So they were not calling.
Tatum was whistle for the first 2 games of the series.
Tatum was driving to the basket and not getting whistles. So I'm not going to try to hear it because Steph Curry was shooting 3-pointers and not getting whistles on the threes.
I could promise you, Tatum shot more free throws than anybody this series. I could almost guarantee you that.
He also went to the lane.
I'm blindly going in and guaranteeing.
Tatum was going to the basket, getting knocked down and getting no calls.
Then you blindly guarantee
that MJ whistle the whole series thus far. This is the first time they
guaranteed that there was going to be
a little bit for him. A little bit.
You blindly guaranteed a gentleman's sweep, and there was none. I don't think the guarantees is that good.
Look, I can't fight the refs. I can't guarantee over the refs. If they call the game like a evenly contested, then we'll be talking about a gentleman's sweep. The refs got their fingerprints all over this. This is called the ref game.
You know what got
who was the ball? Otto was balling a little bit during this game. Like he had some nice minutes in this game.
You know who fingerprints was all over this game?
Thank
Robert
you, X-Man.
Williams III. He was all over them boards. He was killing you. That's what Robert Williams III, their center board. He was the reason why they pretty much won this game because I mean Jalen again. When it comes to MVP, he might get the MVP over Tatum because
I agree. He's been way more consistent than Tatum, and he hasn't been getting the whistle like Tatum been getting. Tatum been getting that Jordan whistle.
Exactly.
Somebody said that. I think Mr. Wing and somebody met him at X-Men. Somebody said that before. He hasn't even been getting the Jordan whistle that Tatum has been getting, and he's still been balling. I agree with that. He may have asserted himself as the best, the most solid, consistent player on this Boston team.
I've been saying that since last year. Sometime I've been saying that Brown was a better player than Tatum. To me, Tatum is the golden child to them because
I heard say that.
I've been saying that. I've been saying that Brown was the better player. I got people in numerous chats hearing me say. I'll show y'all screenshots of me saying that. I've been saying that.
The person that you glommed on.
No, he didn't. I don't listen to nothing Ethan said. Ethan said that Keith Smart, that Marcus Smart wasn't a two-way player.
Hold on, Jamar. Are you? Maybe I need a new TV. Maybe I'm saying you said Tatum barely be getting calls. Are we serious? No. He said Ben barely getting calls. So he's talking about the whole series. So you can talk about this game as much as you want. The whole series, Tatum, game 1 and 2, he been walked to the line. He been bailed out more than anybody, more than the stimulus package that I received.
He only shot 6 free throws.
I'm talking about the series. I said this game they finally backed off of giving him calls. This series, he's been walked to the line. I don't care what nobody say. He been getting calls every time he go to the paint. This is the first time they backed off of him, but they gave him to everybody else. They just decided to give Curry and Draymond a whole bunch of calls in the game. But
the thing is, Curry had a good game. Klay had a great game.
Klay game wasn't all that.
Curry game was better than everybody's. Let's just keep it a beam.
No, Klay had a
solid game. He still missed a lot of threes. He still shot under 50%.
Who was guarding Jaylen Brown?
Probably Klay for the most part.
Probably Klay, exactly. So don't tell me how great
Klay gave you 25 points tonight.
So what he do on defense?
Yeah, Klay was still 5 for 13 from 3 with 38%. And a lot of Klay.
I mean, Wiggins has similar shooting percentages. Klay.
Great is not 38%. If he shot about 50%, I would say that was great. He was 5 for 13. That's
he had a decent game.
I mean, it's great. Man, it was great seeing how garbage he's been playing this series. Yes, it's great for that factor. But he had a solid game.
I'm telling you,
I agree, X-Man. Steph Curry could have had 40 if he got the calls. I absolutely agree. He would have had an easy 40 if he got the calls.
No, Steph
Curry. Remember all the calls that they was giving?
I disagree.
The bull, what's his name? Dallas dude. I can't even remember his name. Luka. All the calls they was giving Luka. If they'd have gave them Steph them calls, Luka had 40 games.
Like that. Steph don't go to the hole.
If he
go to the hole.
Luka shot. You know how many threes Luka shot? He shot just as many as Steph shot.
Luka is a driver. He drives to the hole.
Luka shoots a lot of threes and jump shots too. And a lot of them calls that Luka was getting that Golden State series was trash. They walked him to the line. Wayne, we talked about this. They walked him to the line.
Tatum had 6 free throws. I don't know what this plethora of calls Tatum got.
I didn't say tonight. Are you listening to me? Is my mic on? I said the last 2 games. I said this game they finally backed off of it. The last 2 games he has been walked to the line.
Yeah, Andrew Wiggins. I thought defensively he was awesome tonight. He was balling.
He is a good defender.
That's what I said. Y'all had 3 people step up tonight. Wiggins, Steph Curry, and Klay. All 3 of them stepped up tonight, and they played well. And they still lost, even though they made that run in the fourth quarter the third quarter run.
Yeah, because Boston had 4 people step up tonight.
Tatum had 8 free throws the last game, so he had 2 more last game than he did this game.
You know how many shots Tatum shot in the fourth quarter? And the second half of last game?
He had 8 free
shots.
He had 8 free throws.
So he got
because they fouled him every time.
He got most of his free throws in the first half. You do realize that, right?
Okay,
second half, he barely played the fourth quarter. Go look at the stats. He
had
3 shots the whole second half. In game 2. He barely shot game 2.
I mean, Seth had 7 free throws last game, and Tatum had 8. But Tatum's getting so many more free throws than Steph Curry. Okay.
First of all, I gotta look at where them fouls happen because Steph ain't been getting a whole bunch of calls like that. No, I'm just saying.
Steph shot 6 for 7 from free throws last game, and Tatum shot
exactly. First of all, he should shoot more than that because he's getting hacked.
No, he shouldn't because he's a 3-point shooter.
No, it don't matter. They grab him and pull him every time he gets. Every time he pulls up, pretty much every time he pulls up, they swacking at his arms. Every time he get the ball, they grabbing at him. Did you even seen a play when Jaylen Brown was on him? All he did was push him in his chest. Curry couldn't get by because Jaylen Brown kept using 2 hands to push him. They ain't called nothing.
Well, what happened to that great defense by Steph Curry? Because I seen Marcus Smart use him.
He does get bottom shot. I agree with you. Yes.
He got exposed.
Not Cat. Tim, you're going to stop posting only comments that you deem as favorable, too. I don't like that.
You can post comments, too.
That's irritating me.
You can post comments.
How I post comments? Let me know. Because I'm about to start posting the comments that I like because you only post the comments that you feel is worthy of getting posted.
All right,
AP assassin, you right. Ephraim don't get this emotional when the Sixers lose.
He don't.
When Steph Curry lose, Ephraim suffers from emotional damage. Look at him. You don't know what to do.
Okay, would you hear PA Assassin when they lost to when Sixers lost to Atlanta last year in Game 7? Did you see me then? And Tim was caping up for Ben Simmons and trying to blame everybody else. And we almost had a meltdown on the pod because Tim was arguing for Ben Simmons. Would you hear with that? Then Tim in our personal chat was crying about how we need to leave Ben Simmons alone and get off him. Y'all need to hate on him and all that.
I'm like, leave me alone.
Would you hear for that?
Leave me alone.
Yeah. All right. See, you posting now. See, now you trying. All right. Now you trying to antagonize me. You know what? Y'all can have it. Y'all can have it. I'm about to log off.
Yo, don't be that.
Don't get mad, Twan.
Y'all getting on my nerves. Y'all getting on my nerves because I hate when people come.
Guess what? Then your twin should have been on here to defend with you because he was talking reckless the other day.
I will address him in the morning. He probably sleep. He got a long day, but he will be addressed.
I had a long day too.
Listen, why do people keep bringing up KD? Can we? KD's a non-factor in this. He got swept
because they know KD is going to get under your skin.
It will be a wrap.
Honestly, in all honesty, if KD got outside the first round, that comment, these KD comments may have a little bit of validity. KD can't even help himself. KD was a byproduct of Steph Curry. He had his best games. He had his best seasons overall playing with Steph Curry.
We all know that.
He was the most efficient. He was the most efficient he ever was in his career playing with Steph. He reaped all types of benefits. Steph got him 2 championships. Steph got him 2 Finals MVPs. He should be saying to Steph, "Thank you for making me not be the Dominique Williams of this era," because that's what KD would have been. He would have been a great scorer with no championships.
Hey, Mr.
Now
Wayne.
wait.
Hey, Mr.
Let me say this real quick though. Let me say this real quick. I'm having fun trolling Ephraim. You see, you get mad. He's yelling at his kids now.
Yeah,
I'm having fun trolling Ephraim, especially since the Twins are here to help them defend their team. But that being said, the series ain't over because Boston as a team has ADD. Did you see how they almost let Boston almost gave this game away in the second quarter? And the coach didn't call a timeout. They did they let Wiggins just walk down the paint and dunk after Steph hit a couple threes. I'm like, what is they was trying to get a game away. They was up and they tried to get a game away in the second quarter. But that being said, the series not over because there's no telling what Boston's going to show up. But as of right now, I mean, I think Boston winning the first game and Golden State was big.
KD would have been the Dominique Wilkins of this era if it wasn't for Steph Curry. So
what?
You're welcome. Yes. He would have been a great player, great scorer with no rings. And I told y'all, I honestly don't think KD will never win a ring outside of Steph Curry. I told y'all this. As soon as he left Golden State, I said this 3 years ago. I said KD will never win a ring without Steph Curry. And I don't think he ever will.
And Steph will never win another ring.
If it was not for Steph Curry, KD will be the Dominique Wilkins of this era. Yes. Absolutely. Any other questions?
What do they have to do to tie it up next game?
Wait, I have a question for you.
You already did, Jamar. You already won a ring without KD, and he's been to 3 finals so far without KD as well. Actually, 4. You can count 4 the year KD got hurt, in the second round of playoffs, and Steph Curry won the Western Conference Finals and then went to the finals without KD. So we actually got 4 finals appearances without
the if I recall correctly, KD came back in one of them games and balled out. They lost.
No. I said he got them to the finals. He didn't play
in the series before the finals, if I'm not mistaken. KD
came back in the finals.
It was the finals. He came back in and blew it out.
He missed the whole Western Conference Finals. He came back in the finals and blew his Achilles out. Yes, against Toronto.
So does Jordan Poole merit 30 minutes? Remember that was Ephraim's guy. He was Jordan Poole. He almost as good as Seth. Jordan Poole, number 2. Jordan Poole.
Okay, now
where's Jordan Poole at now? He getting 30 minutes a game.
I mean, he had a solid game. He shot 4 for 8. He missed threes. He was 1 for 4 from 3. He was 4 for 8, 50% from the field, 10.3 rebounds, 3 assists. I mean, you got
in 30 minutes.
I mean, when you was on the floor with Steph and Klay, who was scoring. Klay scored. Everybody ain't going to score 20. I mean, you had Wiggins. Who had
that's what they was doing before.
Not really. Klay. Most of the time, Klay wasn't there. He got most of his.
Are you right? So they got held under their 100. And you said they're consistent 108. So I guess they need to score 108 to win, or even
probably
be close.
There. I mean, the refs did their thing, which didn't help them get.
You said they wasn't even going to score 100 points.
Who I said Boston was barely going to score over 100.
Yeah,
but they scored.
They scored 116 with the help. I mean, some of it was garbage time, but the help of the refs, they did their thing. The refs were very impactful. You had on Boston, you had Tatum step up, Brown step up, Smart step up, and the ref. What was his name? The referee?
Scott Foster.
Scott Foster stepped up big time. So
we can't blame the refs because you can't.
Ephraim can.
I absolutely blame the refs.
Robert Williams. The refs didn't make Robert Williams grab on rebounds and those second chance shots for this team.
Herb.
You are less likely to be aggressive because
you can't hack as much when you're already in foul trouble.
Yeah, but your other team.
Herb. That's what I was saying. Herb said about Draymond. They got to get Draymond to score in double digits, and this is the point that I was trying to make in the beginning of the series, where I thought that's a key matchup, Draymond and Horford. Because it's like either one of them, you don't really know what you might get. Like I wasn't expecting Horford to get 20 points every game, but I wasn't expecting him to get 2 either. So, you know what I'm saying? He kind of got what he going to get. But Draymond, sometimes Draymond, like he got ADD too sometimes. Like Draymond actually plays like the Boston squad. Like sometimes he ball out and they be like, yo, Draymond. Like he made that one pass. That pass to Looney was outstanding. Like when he faked like he was going to drop it off and then he hit the bounce pass to Looney in stride. Great. Then the other play, he came down there and tried to throw it and Horford got the steal. Like he tried to catch somebody. Like Draymond just sometimes he don't stay in what he is and what he, you know what I'm saying, what his capabilities.
I agree a little bit. Sometimes you try to do a little too much. I mean, even the Pat.
You can't have more than you got to have more than 2 points in this game though. He only scored 2 points.
Especially when they're giving you wide open shots.
And he played 35 minutes. And then Kevin Looney only had 6 points. And remember last game, y'all was complaining. They said 3 of their starters only had 2 points. Marcus Morris only scored 2. Al Horford only scored 2. And who was the third?
Robert Williams?
Robert Williams. All 3 of them had 2 points. And y'all was saying how much it was the defense of Golden State. Y'all was big up in him.
What was the difference this game? Draymond fouled out the game.
No,
that means he was in
foul trouble. 35 minutes. He didn't
means he was in foul trouble. The whole when you get in foul trouble, you understand you play defense differently once you get in foul trouble.
Not Draymond.
Okay. Here we go.
It was a good game. I'll tell you one thing, they gotta win next game. It's not even an option. If they lose next game, the series is over.
I agree with that. I don't think they're not coming back from 3-1. They gotta win game 4 in Boston.
Game 4 is do or die in Boston.
Yeah. They got to win game 4 in Boston. I agree. I mean,
Boston with the gentleman's sweep. It's like, no, let me stop. I still stick with my original prediction at Boston. Hey, Mr. Wang, you might be right. Poole is the Shake Milton in this series.
Why you call him? No, he better than Shake
Milton. He's saying in this series, he's doing like Shake Milton did.
I would take one Poole over 10 Shake Miltons. Please believe me. I'm not comparing him to Shake Milton. He won another
Not
level.
In the finals.
He won another level.
What they say, playoff piece, or what this is, finals, finals.
Didn't Poole have like 15, 16 last game.
He had like 10 points.
No,
in garbage time. In garbage time.
He had some big threes. Listen, like I said, you can hate on Poole if you want. I'm taking Poole. I like Poole game. Poole's a young player. He's only second year in the league. How many years Shake got in the league?
Oh, I take Poole over Shake too.
Light years ahead of Shake. Like, don't even compare them. Don't even.
But for the sake of trolling, I'm going to say that he is Shake.
You don't even troll like that. That's not even funny to troll Poole.
It is. No. It's funny tonight.
No, it's not. No,
it's a little funny. It's a little
because I wish we had Poole on his Sixers. I'm mad that we got Shake Milton over Poole.
I'm not even rooting for Boston in any shape, form, or way, but I'm just because y'all was so blatantly disrespectful.
We just have 4 fouls.
Y'all was so disrespectful. How remember Ephraim when Boston? I give it to Ephraim this time though. This time he's still keeping it in check and still got this bravado for Golden State. After Boston won game 1, Ephraim was like, oh no. But then he came on the polo the next day and he started feeling this pumping his chest. Yeah, see when Steph wins this finals, he's gonna be great, all-time great. He's gonna be better than Jordan once he wins his finals and all that type talk. He ain't say that, but he said talking about all this when Steph wins this finals.
Nobody.
And all I kept saying was, "This is a series. Stop disrespecting Boston."
I never said when. I said if. I kept saying if. Don't do that.
I know you. No, you said when.
No, I never said when.
No,
you said when. He said when at the 11-minute mark of the last podcast.
No, go to the 6 minute and 52 second.
I'm guessing.
6 minute. Go to the 6 minute 52 second mark of the last podcast. He said, "I can see this being a gentleman's sweep."
Yes. I said I could see it, and the refs. The
refs
couldn't. The problem was the referees couldn't see it being gentlemen's sweep.
Golden State couldn't see it.
Boston had nobody on their team before.
Ain't this what they do when you can't see me?
Boston had, to your point, Tim, about Scott Foster. Boston had nobody on their team before fouls. Nobody. But and on the flip side, Golden State had 3. They had 3. They had Wiggins with 4. Curry had 4 and Draymond fouled out.
That's because they was the ones hacking. Because the rest of their players was playing smart. They just was hacking.
Boston's going to be the more physical team, right?
on the court. Boston's 2 other referees on the court.
Isn't Boston to be the more physical team?
Just because you play physical don't mean you fouling.
Yes, it does. In most
no, it does not.
It does. Boston was. I'm telling you, it was. I watched the game. You watched the game. You just trolling.
Tatum.
You gotta be right. You just
no.
Right. You have to be right.
No.
This game would have been over in the third quarter.
I'm being serious when I'm saying this. Is I thought Tatum wasn't getting calls either, but I'm like, all right, Tatum was driving to the basket like every time, getting knocked down, and he wasn't calling it.
But the difference is Tatum wasn't looking for the foul like the other boys did. Tatum actually was trying to finish.
I knew Golden State was in trouble when Steph was looking like he was like sulking, like pouting. Like even when he hit like 2 threes and he was like belt time. Can I get a call? That's what he looked like. That's what Steph looked like.
Herb said Boston's defense at a different level than
people see what they want to see when they want.
He has to be more aggressive.
We know you do.
I agree with that.
What he said?
We know you do.
He said he agreed that Boston. He said Boston's defense is a different level than I said I agree. He said Boston level is a different than what Pools are accustomed to seeing.
I agree with that.
I agree with that.
I love the move Poole put on the bull on the center dude though. I don't even remember his name because he's trash. I don't want to remember his name. So he actually been playing good. But what's the center? Williams or whatever? I don't even remember his name.
Robert Williams III.
Yeah, what you call Poole put a great move on him underneath the basket.
This game 4 is going to be very interesting. It's going to be interesting because I do think Golden State's going to come out with a blaze of fire. Like I thought Boston came out tonight with what you expected them to come out with. You're at home, you should be hyped up. You just split on the road, you should be coming in. But the Golden State made their run, and they did their thing. But I don't
see that. I don't see that win because they're not potent like they used to be. Like their starters, they got 2 starters who can't shoot with Draymond Green and Looney. So now Klay is up and down. So basically saying in order for them to go crazy, you got to get a spectacular first quarter by Steph Curry. That's the only way it's going to happen.
But Tim, that kind of goes to what you're saying though. I mean, think about how many teams in NBA history has been like that, where you have like the 2 guys. Look at the Sixers. Hey, I was the only scorer. Like it wasn't like you had these other scorers with them, but you put players that complimented him. I think on Golden State, Draymond and Looney compliments Steph and Klay and Wiggins because those 3 can score. So you don't necessarily have to have 5 players that can score if you have the other 2 doing the other things that they supposed to do.
I don't see that happening with that starting lineup right now. Maybe if you threw Poole in the starting lineup, maybe, but just with that lineup right there, that's not a potent. That's not a. I'm gonna kill y'all.
Put Poole in the starting lineup for who?
They might have to go small.
If they go small, they will get dominated.
But not really, because
you go small, then that means one of them little dudes is sticking Jaylen Brown.
Well, you got Wiggins to stick him.
Then who's gonna stick? Then who's gonna stick Tatum?
What I'm saying is, I don't see them exploding with that lineup. With that particular lineup, that's not an explosive lineup.
I mean, if Klay splashing and Steph splashing, they can explode. I agree with Wayne and Wiggins. I mean, you got 3 dudes who can legitimately drop 20. So listen, they actually offensively were doing very well. They just didn't do good defensively. I don't even think they came out. Mr. Wing said he came out flat and dug himself a hole. A little early, yeah. I mean, but truth be told, it wasn't really they shooting. The defense was atrocious. It was letting Boston go to the hole, and like I said, some of it was attributed to the foul calling, the favorable foul calling that Boston was getting. But they definitely could, I think, put a little bit more effort. I think they came out more flat defensively. Maybe Mr. Wing was saying that than offensively. I think, but
the only thing, the way that Golden State can actually beat them is they got to do what they did the last game and force turnovers. That's how you beat the Boston Celtics. They had 18 points in the first half and like 33 total for the total game.
It's hard to get turnovers when you play aggressive defense like Boston played in game 2, but in game 3 you get foul calls. That's hard to consistently do that. At a certain point, you can't just keep setting yourself up to get more foul calls if you see the referee's whistle is getting tight, especially against you and not against the other team. So thanks again to Scott Foster. Boston is now 13-0 when he refs their games. Thank him for that. So we'll see what happens in game 4.
All right. Y'all got any final thoughts? I think we beat this. Anybody? Any questions? Anything? I mean,
I'm asleep like a baby.
I am too.
If you're a Boston fan, all y'all Boston fans gonna sleep like a baby. That's cool. What series?
No, I'm gonna sleep like a baby because y'all was talking big smack.
Yep.
Yeah, and everything that I said happened. I said if Boston win this game,
what the gentleman sweep happened? When the gentleman sweep happened?
Yes, I said.
You mean for Boston?
The referees. I said the referees will play a hand in Boston winning, and they did. If they won, the referees were going to do it. It was the only way they could win. It's the only way they could legitimately win. Referees, outside of them getting hot and really blowing the roof off, which they did. They shot pretty well, but the referees definitely helped them out because it lets.
I need to see how much Boston scored by quarter. What was their high scoring?
The person who went to the line the most was 6. Come on, 6. Going to the line 6 times is not getting.
Yeah, I know. Every call, you realize every call you don't go to the line, right? Some calls just get you in foul trouble. You don't shoot free throws. Some calls it just calls and dead.
But then what was the total?
Inbound, you do realize that, right?
All right, but then what was the total fouls for the game for both sides?
Boston, exactly. Boston had
23 and 16, 23 and 17.
Golden State had 6 more free foul calls against them than Boston did.
Okay, that's not bad. Did y'all lose by 6?
That's a whole foul out.
Did y'all lose by 6?
That's a whole foul. Like I said, it ain't about points. It's about the impact on the game. You get foul calls enough early, you impact the game. So, thanks, Scott Foster. Hopefully, he ain't roughing no more games this series.
I hope we do game 7 if it's a game 7.
If you do game 7, you can already count Golden State out if he's doing it. So we see where his affiliation. Like, he's probably from Boston. Check his background. I guarantee he probably got either family of Boston. He's from Boston. Watch, pull it up. You know how to do that. Pull it up. But it's what it is. I see y'all after game 4, and let's go and stay losing. I ain't coming back on no more.
All right, y'all. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the notification button and share this video. Share our video so we can get our numbers up. We appreciate the love, though.
Spread the
love.
We out.
Peace.